Howdy, folks. It's Chris Thomas with 85W Real Estate coming to you here on Friday. I hope you're having a great Friday. Hope you have a great weekend coming up. Looking around, as usual, trying to decipher what all these news agencies are talking about real estate and what they're saying and what they're reporting and all that jazz. And it makes me want to pull my hair out. So I wanted to give you some really good information that is a lot more localized than you're getting. It's a lot more of the truth and not whatever the heck the headline says. So I'm going to do this over and over again with various zip codes around our lovely city of Louisville. And I'm going to encourage you after each one to drop a zip code in the comments. Let me know what you want to see next. Okay? So today, since I bought my first house there, and it tends to be an area that I sell kind of the majority of the houses that I sell, or the most represented of all the inventory that I've ever sold, is the 40207 zip, which is, generally speaking, St. Matthews. You've got other great neighborhoods as well, like Indian Hills or Rolling Fields, Bellewood, Beechwood Village. What else is over there? Mockingbird Valley, Mockingbird Gardens, all that ritzy stuff. So I'm going to do a video kind of describing the conditions on the ground and things that the national media and local media tend to focus on. Currently are obviously interest rates, which are higher than people are used to. They're not high, historically speaking. But we actually just got news today that those are going to come down nicely, looks like, in the very short term. So if you're thinking about buying or selling, you might want to check into that. Let me know if you need a referral for a great loan officer. But so interest rates are obviously a thing. Inventory is a thing and has been for many years. I've been talking about inventory most of the time. That's really what's driving the bus. And the news is that inventory is way up and houses are taking longer to sell. Inventory is up in the context of the last, since COVID, yes. Is it up? Yes. But is it up really enough to where we could say it's a buyer's market? No, it's not. And you can see here in St. Matthews or 40207, you've got a year-over-year look at this inventory. And what you're going to want to look at is this blue line. Okay, so in August of 2024, for single-family homes in 40207, a staggering 20 active listings were on the market at that time. Okay, if you fast forward to now, we are sitting at 45 active listings, single-family only. We're not talking condos, multifamilies, or rentals. We're talking single-family listings. So we are up quite a bit year over year, but that's 45 homes total listed in 40207. That is still a very low number. When you look at new listings, which is this red line, you can see kind of how that's going. So 38 new listings in August of this year, whereas looking at last year, there were 21 new listings that hit during that month. So that's kind of what you see there. And then if you look at sold listings are sitting at 38 for August, which if you go back and think about the number of listings that were taken in August, that was 45. So 38 of the 45 selling in a month is a pretty good clip. Now, the thing that's a little distressing, I think, from this graph that you see is you've got pending listings down at 19 in August, whereas they were 41 in July, and they were 35 in June. Now, year over year, pendings were at 27. So a year ago, 27. So we're not too terribly far off of that at this point. And I would expect in September, October, that should go up. It tends to be the case. August tends to be kind of a dog day kind of month where things don't move as much. Let's look at pricing. Pricing, active average list price. Currently in 40207, the average is 661,347. That's a big number, but it's actually come down quite a bit. It was 715 last month. It peaked in June at 999,103, if you can believe that. That's unbelievable average list price number for 40207. But when you see pending average list price, looking back at June, it was 737,249. And now currently in August, it was 522,302. If you look year over year, you're looking back, it was 541,485 a year ago. And now it is 661. I mean, that's quite a change. It's a big jump there. Now, what about the sold average? We're at 561,718 August of 2025. We were at 640 a year ago. So that is interesting to see that. 561 versus 640, but you can see how it's gone kind of down and up and down and all around. So it's kind of pinball in there, as you can see. But that is interesting that year over year we are down on that average sold price. And then you've got your median sale price as well, looking at 454,250 versus last year at 509. So you do see some softening in prices. Pending average right now is 522 versus last year it was 549,974. So there's that. Okay, so we are seeing some price decline there actually in the zip code. You obviously know too that we would have to get really into the weeds in your particular situation. If you live in the zip code, I would be glad to give you a much more accurate view of what's happening with your particular home. So if you're sitting there going, man, it might not be a good time to sell, I'd say it's still probably a pretty good time to sell. All this stuff's going to be subject to how many multi-million-dollar homes may have sold in a given month or something like that in the zip code that could really skew the numbers. So get with me if you're really serious about thinking about this stuff. All right, let's look at sale to list price. We are looking at 99%, a little above that a year ago. And now we're looking at right at 100% sale to list price, which is interesting. So that shows you what's going on there. Days on market. People are like, oh yeah, things are really taking forever. Not really. I mean, look at this. Last year at this time, I can't even see it. I got to get this little icon out of the way. Last year at this time, we were looking at a cumulative days on market on average of 13 days. Now we're sitting at 19. So it's taking you about 6 more days to sell your house in 40207. So really not too shabby, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this. You've got months of inventory. We aren't even, right now currently, we're not even at the highest level that we've seen in the last 12 months. We've got a little over a month of inventory, basically, in St. Matthews. Our high was 1.75 months, and that was back in November of last year. And then if you look at just volume on the market, sold volume last August was $16 million and change. Sold volume this time around was 21 million. So that's quite a change there. So you can see how that pricing just continues to go up and up. Active volume last year was 10.8 million. Currently it's sitting at 29.7, which is quite a big change. That's good news for buyers right there. So, but anyway, I wanted to bring this to you today. I'm going to do this on the regular. If you are interested in a zip code, you want to know what your home is doing, get in touch with me or drop the zip code in the comments, and we will take a look at that tomorrow. Otherwise, if you have any real estate questions or you just want to say hi, hit me up. Have a great day.